Good afternoon and welcome to our webinar on policy management. Today, we're looking at how we can facilitate writing your policy documents, notifying you about reviewing them periodically, and making sure that staff view and acknowledge them too. This is part of a series of webinars that we are running to highlight some of the key issues facing education, new productive practices, and an opportunity to display some of our available solutions. My name is Damien Roberts. I'm one of the directors and co-founders of Deventio Education. We're based in Derby in the UK, and we're an education-focused software house, which is primarily responsible for developing SchoolIP. We've been in business since 2006, and we now work with thousands of schools, colleges, and educational institutions across the globe. I've shared my contact details here, and please do get in touch if you want further information. There are also links here to our social media channels. We pride ourselves on keeping these updated with the latest information, so please join the conversation there. Please follow, like, and share. So what are we going to discuss today? Well, the presentation is split into 3 parts and doesn't just include slides, but an interactive look at our whole school or college improvement tool, SchoolIP or CollegeiP. We refer to it here as the IP suite. Firstly, we'll look at a brief introduction to what is effective policy management. Secondly, we'll introduce the key steps involved in implementing effective policy management at your school or college. And then finally, we'll show you how you can manage your policies in the IP suite. So on to our first section on what is effective policy management. So what is effective policy management? Effective policy management plays a crucial role in creating a safe, inclusive, and conducive learning environment in schools and colleges. Policies provide a framework for administrators, teachers, students, and parents to understand their roles, responsibilities, and rights within the educational setting. When implemented thoughtfully, school and college policies can foster a positive school culture, promote academic excellence, and address issues proactively. In this webinar, we will explore the key elements of effective policy management in schools and colleges and discuss how they contribute to the overall success of educational institutions. So on to the next step in our presentation. What are the key steps to delivering effective policy management? The first step is comprehensive policy development. To achieve effective policy management, it is essential to establish a robust process for policy development. Schools should involve various stakeholders, including teachers, students, parents, and administrators, in the policy formulation process. This inclusive approach ensures that policies reflect the diverse needs and perspectives of the entire school community. The policies should be well documented, easily accessible, and regularly updated to reflect changes in educational standards, legal requirements, or emerging challenges. Transparency is vital in policy development as it promotes understanding, cooperation, and buy-in from all involved parties. The next step is alignment with educational goals. Every policy in a school should align with its educational goals and values. When policies are rooted in the school's mission, vision, and core principles, they become more than just rules to follow. They become guiding principles that shape a positive school culture. Such alignment helps students, teachers, and staff understand the broader purpose behind each policy, leading to better compliance and increased commitment to the school's success. And then we move on to effective communication. Clear and effective communication is the backbone of policy management in schools. Policies should be communicated to all stakeholders in a manner that is easily understandable and accessible. This can be achieved through regular meetings, workshops, online platforms, and newsletters. In addition to conveying policy information, schools should also provide guidance on how policies will be implemented and enforced. Open channels of communication between school authorities, teachers, students, and parents enable them to ask questions, seek clarifications, and provide feedback, fostering a collaborative and supportive atmosphere. The next step is consistent implementation and enforcement. Consistency is key to effective policy management. Policies should be applied consistently to all members of the school community to avoid perceptions of bias or favoritism. When students witness fair and equitable enforcement of rules, they develop respect for authority and a sense of responsibility. Schools should focus on preventative measures and early intervention strategies rather than solely punitive actions. By addressing potential issues at any early stage, schools can create a more supportive environment and reduce the likelihood of recurring problems. The final step is periodic evaluation and improvement. Policies should not be static. They should evolve to meet changing needs and challenges. Regular evaluation of policies allows schools to identify areas for improvement, assess their effectiveness, and gather feedback from stakeholders. Schools and colleges can use surveys, focus groups, and data analysis to gauge the impact of policies on the learning environment and the overall school or college culture. Based on this feedback, policies can be revised or updated to better address emerging issues and concerns. So finally, let's take a look at how policies can be managed within the IP suite. So rather than continue with the presentation slides, let's dive in and take a look at the software itself. So I'm logged in here now as a lead within a school or a college, and I have access to the IP suite. And here we have the policy management aspect of the software. So what this system enables you to do, as well as collating your school and your college improvement, is linking both your staff appraisals, professional development, improvement planning, self-evaluation, self-assessment, and the school or college-wide audits. We also have the ability to create and store all of your policies centrally so that they are both accessible to owners of the policies in terms of reviewing and making sure they're kept up to date, but also making sure that staff are able to view the policies and in certain circumstances to acknowledge their presence as well. So you're able to easily access and create policies from within this system. So I can add a policy into the system, and I can also review current policies as well. Now, when you are adding a policy into the system, you firstly need to give it a title and also decide who is the owner of this policy within the school or college. Now, it's this owner that will be responsible then for the reviewing of this policy on a periodic basis. And so we can set up then, how often do we want this particular policy to be reviewed? Is it on an annual basis, or will it be every 3 or 4 years? And we can also specify when will be the next review date and make sure that reminder or notification emails are sent to owners when this policy is due for review. Once you have written the policy, you can then send it out to a further group of staff members in order to approve the policy ready for publication to staff. And so I can actually set up here what sort of level I want this to be approved at, whether it's through the governing body or whether it's through other groups within the school or college. I can identify those users within the system, and then I can also enforce that all members, or perhaps only one member from a group, is responsible for that approval. The policy itself can be written directly within the system, where you can actually type directly into the system. You can use all the normal formatting features in here, including links, images, videos, and tables in order to create that policy document. But if you already have existing policy documents, you can upload those in bulk directly into the system, and then they can be linked directly here from the file or via the URL if they are contained on either Google or on Office 365. So there's many different ways there to actually write your policy, store your policy within the IP suite. Now, as this policy then goes through its lifestyle, through the process, this policy then is audited in terms of every change that's made to the software, to the policy, and we can record the reasons in here for those particular changes. And then finally, we can also understand which of our staff are yet to view the policy. And then we can also tick a box that allows us to indicate whether we want staff to agree or acknowledge that policy as well. So by ticking this box, we can then see the staff who are yet to agree the policy as well. So this system is really powerful in terms of managing those policies and then creating those within the system, reviewing them on a periodic basis, and then pushing them out to staff in order to gauge who has viewed, who has acknowledged each of those policy documents. And policies are available then from this limb on the tree on the left-hand side and available to all. So these policies could be created as a group as well, so part of your trust or federation or your college group, and they can be pushed out then to the organizations within your establishment. So it enables you to create the policies once centrally and then to push them out to a wider group and make sure that staff are actually viewing and administering those policies. So now returning to our presentation, a summary of the key points. Effective policy management in schools is fundamental to the success of educational institutions. By focusing on comprehensive policy development, alignment with educational goals, effective communication, consistent implementation, and periodic evaluation, schools and colleges can create a nurturing and safe learning environment that supports the academic, social, and emotional development of all students. When policies are thoughtfully crafted and diligently applied, they become powerful tools that promote a positive school or college culture and contribute to the overall success of the entire school or college community. And then if you're interested in the IP suite itself in terms of the management of your policy documents, the IP suite is priced from £595 for an annual subscription. It's based on the size of your school. Colleges are from £2,985, and again, it's based on the size of the college. The policy management module is slightly cheaper. It's again based on a sliding scale from £200 through to just short of £1,000 for a one-year subscription. Now, we're currently running free trials of the software. So if you're interested in any aspect of school IP, college IP, and the IP suite, please do get in touch with us. There are links on the website in order to engage and run those free trials. And we're also giving the software away to groups or federations or college groups. You can have this free for your central team, so you can run the management there, and with the idea that we can introduce this then to your organizations beneath in terms of schools, colleges, etc. So if you're interested in finding out more, you can always book a further demonstration by scanning the QR code that's on screen here. You can book an online demonstration at a date or time to suit you. Or if you'd prefer, you can contact us using the details here. So thanks for watching. And if you'd like to book a demonstration, simply scan the QR code. This is our last webinar before the Christmas break. So let me take this opportunity to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a peaceful New Year. We'll be back with more webinars in the new year. You can go to https://www.deventioeducation.com, support and resources, and then /webinars to see a list of the upcoming topics. Goodbye for now and Merry Christmas.